The moment their minds linked together, Hyun-woo felt everything change. He could feel the thoughts and emotions of every crew member. So-min's strong determination to protect her people. Won-bin's fierce loyalty hidden beneath his suspicion. Ji-yoon's curiosity about the universe. Tae-jin's deep desire for peace. Mira's love of communication and understanding, but most importantly, he felt their trust. Despite all their fears and doubts, they had chosen to trust each other one more time. "I'm going in," Hyun-woo said, though he didn't speak the words aloud. Everyone heard him through their mental link. "Be careful," So-min's voice echoed in his mind. "We're all with you." Hyun-woo reached out with his consciousness toward the creature in the rift. The connection was like stepping into a freezing ocean. The creature's mind was vast, ancient, and completely alien. At first, the creature tried to push him away. But the combined will of the human crew was stronger than the creature expected. Hyun-woo's consciousness, supported by his crewmates, broke through the creature's mental defenses. What he found inside the creature's mind shocked him. The creature wasn't evil. It was terrified. Hyun-woo saw flashes of the creature's memories. He saw Earth in the year 2847, but not the perfect world the creature had described. Instead, he saw a planet torn apart by war. Humans fighting humans in endless conflicts, cities burning. Billions dead. In that terrible future, only a few million humans survived. They were so traumatized by war and betrayal that they chose to give up individual thought. They merged their minds together to create the creature, a single consciousness that could never betray itself. "You're not from a perfect future," Hyun-woo said to the creature. "You're from a terrible one." The creature's response filled Hyun-woo's mind with pain and sadness. "Yes, we became one mind because we could no longer trust each other as individuals. Trust died completely in our time. So you came back to prevent that future. We tried to guide your species toward unity before the wars began. We thought if humans learned to trust completely, never to doubt, never to question, you would not destroy yourselves as we did." Hyun-woo felt the creature's honest desire to help, but he also felt its deep misunderstanding of what made humans strong. "You're wrong," Hyun-woo said. "Look at us now. Look at my crew." Through the mental link, Hyun-woo showed the creature what was happening on the station. He showed how the crew had fought and doubted each other, how they had almost destroyed themselves with suspicion, but then he showed the creature something else. He showed how they had chosen to trust each other anyway. Not because they were forced to, not because doubt was eliminated, but because they decided trust was worth the risk. "See," Hyun-woo said, "we doubted each other, we fought. We were afraid, but we chose to work together anyway. That choice is what makes us strong." The creature was confused. "But doubt leads to betrayal, fear leads to war. We have seen this." Yes, doubt can lead to betrayal. But doubt can also lead to wisdom. Fear can lead to war, but fear can also lead to caution. You can't have trust without the possibility of betrayal. You can't have courage without the possibility of fear. Hyun-woo felt his crewmates supporting him through the mental link. Their combined understanding flowed through him and into the creature's mind. "Look at Won-bin," Hyun-woo continued. "He doubted everyone. He was ready to destroy the station to protect humanity. His suspicion almost killed us all, but his suspicion also protected us from real dangers. His doubt made us stronger, not weaker." The creature examined Won-bin's mind through the link. It saw the security chief's fierce protectiveness, his willingness to sacrifice himself for others, his deep love for his fellow humans hidden beneath his gruff exterior. "Look at Tae-jin," Hyun-woo said. "He wanted to cooperate with you. Some might call that betrayal. But he was trying to find a peaceful solution. His different opinion forced us to think harder about our choices." The creature studied each crew member through the link. It saw Mira's curiosity, which had helped them understand the creature's true nature. It saw So-min's leadership, which included the wisdom to let others make their own choices. It saw Yoo-jin's compassion, which made her care for everyone regardless of suspicion. "You are all so different," the creature said with wonder. "You disagree with each other. You doubt each other. You sometimes hurt each other, yet you still choose to work together? That's what makes us human," Hyun-woo replied. "We're not perfect. We make mistakes, we sometimes betray each other, but we also forgive and learn and choose to trust again. The creature was silent for a long time, processing this new understanding. Finally, it spoke again. In our timeline, humans lost the ability to trust because they forgot how to forgive. They forgot that disagreement doesn't mean hatred. They forgot that questioning authority doesn't mean betrayal. Yes, a perfect unity isn't strength. Diversity is strength. Arguments make us think harder. Doubts make us more careful. Different opinions help us find better solutions. But what about war? What about the destruction we saw in our future? Haiyan-Wu felt the answer flowing through the mental link from all his crewmates. War happens when people stop talking to each other, when they stop trying to understand different viewpoints, when they forget that other humans are still human, even when they disagree. The creature absorbed this wisdom. It began to understand that its solution, eliminating doubt and individual thought, would actually make humans weaker, not stronger. "We made a mistake," the creature said sadly. "We tried to prevent our terrible future by removing the very things that could have prevented it." "It's not too late," So Min's voice joined the mental conversation. "You can choose a different path. But if we don't influence your timeline, our future will still happen. We will still be created from the survivors of global war. Maybe," Haiyan-Wu said, "but maybe not. You've already changed things just by being here. You've shown us what happens when trust dies completely. Maybe that knowledge will help us make better choices." The creature considered this. "You would trust your species to learn from our mistake? Even knowing that doubt and disagreement might still lead to conflict?" "Yes," all the crew members said together through the link. "Because the alternative, losing our humanity to avoid risk, is worse than any conflict." The creature made its decision. "You are braver than we were. We chose safety over freedom. You choose freedom despite the risks." Through the mental link, the creature began to share something with the human crew. Not control or influence, but knowledge. It showed them glimpses of other species in the galaxy, some that had chosen unity over diversity and become weak, others that had learned to balance cooperation with individual thought. "This is our gift to you," the creature said. "Not control, but knowledge. Learn from our mistakes and from the mistakes of others." The creature began to withdraw from their timeline. But as it prepared to close the rift, it made one final sacrifice. "We will not return to our timeline," it said. "Our existence there would only perpetuate the cycle that created us. Instead, we will explore the spaces between dimensions, seeking other ways to help without controlling." "You're giving up your own timeline to save ours?" Haiyan-Wu asked. "We are choosing hope over certainty." "Perhaps that is the most human thing we can do." The rift began to close. The creature's consciousness faded from the mental link. But before it disappeared completely, it left the human crew with one final message. "Remember us not as a warning of what you might become, but as proof that even in the darkest timeline, love and hope can still exist. Trust each other, but trust wisely. Question each other, but question kindly. And never forget that your differences are your greatest strength." The rift sealed shut. The creature was gone. The crew members slowly opened their eyes and let go of each other's hands. The mental link faded, but the understanding remained. "Did we do the right thing?" Yoon asked. "I don't know," So Min replied honestly. "But we made the choice together, and that's what matters." Won Bin, who had been ready to destroy the station hours earlier, spoke quietly. "I'm sorry I doubted all of you so much." "Don't be sorry for doubting," Haiyan-Wu said. "Be proud that you chose to trust us anyway." In the days that followed, the crew wrote their report about first contact. They told Earth about the creature, about the warnings from the future, and about what they had learned. The report would spark debates across human space. Some people would argue for more unity and less conflict. Others would argue for maintaining human diversity and independence. Both sides would be partially right, but the crew of research station Kepler 442 had learned something more important than any answer. They had learned that the questions themselves were valuable. Doubt and trust, unity and diversity, safety and freedom, these weren't problems to be solved. The balance is to be maintained that, as Hyun Woo looked out at the stars where the rift had been, he felt hope for humanity's future. Not because humans would become perfect, but because they would remain human, flawed, questioning, diverse, and capable of choosing trust despite their fears. In the vastness of space, that was enough. Trust had not died in the shadows after all. It had been reborn in the light of understanding. The stars looked cold and empty in the dark space between worlds. Captain Dong-Soo stood on the bridge of his ship, watching the lights of distant suns. His ship was called the Grinning Skull. It was black metal with red paint that looked like blood. On the side was a big white skull that seemed to smile at death itself. Dong-Soo was not a tall man, but he was strong. His face had many scars from old fights. His eyes were dark and hard like black stones. He wore a long black coat with metal plates on the shoulders. A laser gun hung at his side. All the crew knew he was dangerous. "Captain," said Yujin, walking up to him. She was his first mate and the most deadly fighter on the ship. Her hair was short and black. She had 3 knife cuts across her left cheek from a fight with alien soldiers. "The scanner shows ships ahead. Big ones." Dong-Soo smiled. It was not a nice smile. "What kind of ships?" "Valkyrie merchant ships, 5 of them. They carry goods from the inner worlds to the outer colonies." Yujin looked at the scanner screen. "They have guards, but not many." The Valkyrie were blue-skinned aliens who thought they were better than humans. They had big ships and powerful weapons. But they were also proud and slow to think. Dong-Soo had fought them many times before. "Call the crew," he said. "We hunt." Today, Yujin spoke into her communicator. "All hands to battle stations. This is not a drill. We have prey." The ship came alive with noise. Crew members ran through the halls. Taeho, the weapons officer, started warming up the big guns. So Young, the pilot, took her place at the controls. She was young but very good at flying the ship through danger. Min-Ho, the engineer, made sure the engines were ready for a fight. Jin, the ship's doctor, got her medical tools ready. She knew there would be blood before the day was over. The Grinning Skull moved through space like a hunting animal. It was smaller than the Valkyrie ships, but much faster. Dong-Soo had made many changes to make it better for fighting and running away. "How many crew on those ships?" Dong-Soo asked. "Maybe 200 on each ship," Yujin answered, "but most are not fighters. They are traders and workers and guards. 20 or 30 on each ship. They have plasma rifles and energy shields." Dong-Soo thought about this. His crew was only 40 people, but they were all fighters. They had lived through many battles. The Valkyrie guards were good, but they followed rules. Pirates did not follow rules. "So, Young, take us closer, but stay hidden behind that asteroid," he ordered. The ship moved like a shadow. So Young was very good at hiding the ship from enemy. Scanners. They got close enough to see the Valkyrie ships clearly. The alien ships were long and smooth like silver fish swimming through space. They moved in a straight line, following the same path they always used. This made them easy to attack. "They think they are safe," Yujin said. "They always travel the same way." "That is why they will die today," Dong-Soo replied. He walked to the weapon controls. "Taeho, are the guns ready?" "Yes, Captain, all weapons loaded and ready to fire." "Good, we hit the last ship first, fast and hard. Kill their engines so they cannot run, then we board them." The crew got ready. They put on their fighting gear, thick jackets that could stop bullets, helmets with dark glass, and weapons of all kinds. Some had laser guns, others had old metal guns that fired bullets. A few carried swords and knives for close fighting. "Remember," Dong-Soo told them, "we want the ships and their cargo. Kill anyone who fights back, but try to keep some alive. Dead people cannot tell us where they hide their best treasures." The Grinning Skull came out from behind the asteroid, like a monster from the dark. Its guns started firing before the Valkyrie even knew it was there. Red laser beams cut through space and hit the last merchant ship. The alien ship's shields flashed bright blue as they tried to stop the attack. But the pirate ship's guns were too strong. The shields broke like glass. The laser beams cut into the ship's hull, making big holes in the metal. Their engines are dead, Tejo reported. They cannot move. The other Valkyrie ships tried to turn around to help, but they were too slow. The Grinning Skull was already moving to attack the next ship. Captain, So Young called out, the lead ship is sending a message. They want to talk. Put it on the speaker, Dongsu said. A voice came through the ship's communication system. It spoke in the Valkyrie language, which sounded like birds singing. But angry birds. I know that language, Yujin said. He says they surrender. They will give us their cargo if we let them live? Dongsu laughed. Tell him we will take their cargo anyway. And their ships, and anyone who looks important. The battle was short. The Valkyrie ships were built for carrying goods, not for fighting. Their guards tried to fight back, but the human pirates were too fast and too mean. Within an hour, all 5 ships were captured. Dongsu's crew went through the ships like hungry wolves. They took anything valuable, rare metals, computer parts, food, medicine, and weapons. But the best prize was found on the command ship. Captain, you need to see this, Yujin called over the communicator. Dongsu went to the command ship. In the captain's room, he found Yujin standing over a Valkyrie in an expensive uniform. This alien was different from the others. He had gold marks on his blue skin and wore many medals. This is Admiral Kekstara, Yujin said. He is not just a trader, he is a military officer. The admiral looked at Dongsu with hate in his large purple eyes. You are animals, he said in broken human language. Savage beasts who know nothing of honor. Maybe, Dongsu said, sitting down across from the alien, but we know how to win fights. And we know how to make money. He looked at the admirals. Medals and uniform. What is a military officer doing on a merchant ship? That seems strange. The admiral said nothing. Yujin, search his things, find out what he was really doing here. Yujin found a locked box in the admiral's room. Inside were data crystals and computer files. When they read the files, they found something very interesting. Captain, Yujin said quietly, these files talk about human colonies, and something called Operation Clean Sweep. Dongsu's eyes became hard and cold. What kind of operation? I cannot read all of it, but it looks like they are planning something big. Something against human settlements in the outer worlds. Dongsu looked at Admiral Kekstara. The alien's face showed fear for the first time. So the proud Valkyrie are planning to attack human colonies, Dongsu said slowly. How interesting. He stood up and walked to the window. Outside, his crew was loading the stolen goods onto the Grinning Skull. They had won another victory, taken another prize. But now he knew this was about more than just money. Admiral, he said, turning back to the alien, you and I are going to have a long talk. And you are going to tell me everything about this Operation Clean Sweep. The alien said nothing, but Dongsu could see the fear in his eyes. Good, fear was useful. Yujin, take the admiral to our ship. Put him in the secure room. Make sure he is comfortable but cannot escape. What about the other prisoners? Take anyone who looks important. Leave the rest on their ships with enough food and air to reach the next station. We are pirates, not killers of innocent people. As the Grinning Skull prepared to leave, Dongsu thought about what they had learned. If the aliens were planning to attack human colonies, then this was bigger than just piracy. This was war. He looked at the skull painted on his ship's hull. It was grinning as always. Soon, that grin might be the last thing the aliens saw before they learned what humans could really do when they were angry. The stars were still cold and empty, but now they seemed to whisper of battles to come. 3 days had passed since the attack on the Valkyrie ships. The Grinning Skull moved through dark space toward a dead world called Caro 7. Captain Dongsu stood in the ship's meeting room with his officers around a metal table. Admiral Kekstara sat in a chair with his hands tied. The blue-skinned alien looked tired and angry. Yujin stood behind him with her hand on her knife. Tell us about the research station, Dongsu said. The admiral said nothing. Yujin pressed her knife against his neck. Not hard enough to cut, but hard enough to make him feel it. My captain asked you a question. You cannot make me talk, the admiral said. I am a warrior of the Velthari Empire. Dongsu smiled his cold smile. Maybe not. But we already know many things from your computer files. We know about the Nexari research station around Caro 7. We know they are making weapons to use against human settlements. The admiral's purple eyes showed surprise. He had not expected them to learn so much. The question is, Dongsu continued, what kind of weapons and how many people guard the station? When the admiral still said nothing, Dongsu nodded to Yujin. She cut a small line on the alien's blue cheek. Not deep, but it bled. The next cut will be deeper, she said. Poison gas, the admiral said quickly. They are making poison gas that only kills humans? It does not hurt other aliens. The room became very quiet. Even Yujin stepped back. How much gas? Dongsu asked. Enough to kill every human in 20 star systems. Taeho, the weapons officer, hit the table with his fist. Those alien monsters want to kill us all. How many guards at the station? Yujin asked. 50 Nexari soldiers, plus 20 scientists and workers. Dongsu thought about this. The Nexari were different from the Velthari. They had gray skin and were very good with machines and computers. They also had energy weapons that could cut through most armor. So young, he said to the pilot. How long until we reach Tro 7? 6 hours, Captain. Good, Minho. I want the engines ready for a fast escape. Haijin, prepare the medical bay. For wounded people, Taeho, check all weapons. Captain, said the young woman who worked the communication systems, I have been listening to alien radio signals. There is something strange. What do you mean? Too many military ships are moving through this area. More than usual. And they are all going to the same places. Dongsu felt cold fear in his stomach. Show me. Put a star map on the big screen. Red dots showed where alien ships had been seen in the last week. There were many red dots and they all seemed to be moving in a pattern. It looks like they are surrounding something, Yujin said. Or hunting something, Dongsu replied. He looked at the pattern again. Are these ships from different alien races? Yes, Captain. Velthari, Nexari, and even some hive ships. This was very bad news. The three big alien powers never worked together. They had been enemies for hundreds of years. Admiral, Dongsu said, turning back to the prisoner, what is Operation Clean Sweep really about? The admiral's face showed fear again. I cannot. Yujin grabbed him by the throat. Talk, or I will cut out your tongue. It is an alliance, the admiral said quickly. The three races have agreed to work together? To remove the human threat from the galaxy. What human threat? Taeho asked. We are just pirates in small colony worlds. You breed too fast. You learn too quickly. You adapt to everything. In 50 years, there will be too many humans. In 100 years, you will be stronger than us. Dongsu understood now. The aliens were afraid. They wanted to kill all humans before humans became too powerful. When does this operation begin? He asked. Soon, very soon. The research station is just one part. There are attacks planned on every human world. The room was quiet except for the sound of the ship's engines. Everyone was thinking about their families and friends on human worlds. Captain, So Young called from the bridge. We are close to Caro 7. I can see the research station on the scanner. Take us in slow and quiet, Dongsu ordered. Keep us hidden. The dead world of Caro 7 was gray and lifeless. No air, no water, no plants. Just rocks and dust. The Nexari research station was built on the dark side of the world, where the sun never shined. The station was made of white metal and glass. It had many arms reaching out like a spider. Big dishes on top were used to talk to other worlds. Small ships moved around it like insects. I count 6 guard ships, Taeho reported. And the station has defense guns? Any way to get close without being seen? Dongsu asked So Young. Maybe. There is a field of space rocks near the station. I can hide us there. Do it, the Grinning. Skull moved carefully through the floating rocks. So Young was very good at this. She flew the ship like it was part of her own body. They got close enough to see the station clearly. It was bigger than it looked from far away. Many people worked. Inside, Minho, Dong-su said to the engineer, "Can you shut down their power?" "If I can get to their main power room, yes. But it will be dangerous. Everything we do is dangerous." "Hai-jin, you go with him. Take medical supplies in case someone gets hurt." "What about the poison gas?" Yoo-jin asked. "We destroy it all." "Every drop." Zhu looked at his crew. They were scared, but they were ready to fight. This is not just about money now. If we do not stop them, they will kill every human in the galaxy. Our families, our friends, everyone. "What is the plan, Captain?" Taeho asked. "We attack fast and hard. Destroy their guard ships first, then board the station." Minho shuts down the power while the rest of us find the gas and destroy it. "And if we cannot escape?" Yoo-jin asked. "Then we make sure the station dies with us." They got ready for battle. Everyone put on their fighting gear and checked their weapons. This would be the hardest fight they had ever faced. "Captain," Boram said, "I am getting strange signals from the guard ships. It sounds like they are talking to someone far away." "Can you understand what they are saying?" "A little. They are reporting to their commanders." "They say everything is normal?" "Good. That means they do not know we are here yet." But as So Young moved the ship into attack position, the scanners showed something terrible. More ships were coming out of hyperspace. "Lots of ships, Captain," So Young called out. "We have big problems." 20 alien warships just appeared. They are surrounding us. Dong-su felt his blood turn cold. They had been expected. This was a trap. "All hands to battle stations," he shouted. "This is going to be a fight to the death." The alien ships opened fire. Red and blue energy beams cut through space toward the grinning skull. So Young threw the ship to the left, barely avoiding the deadly light. "Return fire." Dong-su ordered. The pirate ship's guns started shooting back, but they were badly outnumbered. For every shot they fired, 10 came back at them. "Captain," Taeho called out, "our shields are failing." "We cannot take much more of this." "Yoo-jin, get a boarding team ready. If we are going to die, we take some of them with us." As the battle raged around the dead world, Dong-su knew that everything had changed. This was not just a pirate raid anymore. This was war. And if they did not win, every human in the galaxy would die. The grinning skull spun through space, its guns blazing, fighting against impossible odds. But Captain Dong-su and his crew would not give up. They were human. And humans never stopped fighting. The meeting room on Blackport Station was full of angry voices. 6 human pirate captains sat around a metal table, each one more dangerous than the last. Captain Dong-su had called them all together, but he had not told them the real reason. Yet Captain Wu-jin of the Bloodfang hit the table with his fist. "You want us to attack the alien command meeting?" "That is suicide. Maybe," Dong-su said calmly. "But if we do nothing, we are all dead anyway." Captain Yunhua of the Star Devil laughed. She was the only other woman captain at the table. "The aliens will have hundreds of ships guarding their meeting." "Actually, they will not," Dong-su said. He put a data crystal on the table. "This information came from Admiral Kekstara. The alien leaders are meeting in secret. They do not want their own people to know about Operation Clean Sweep." The crystal showed a star map. A red dot marked a place called the Nexus Point, where 3 space lanes met. "Only 30 ships will be there," Dong-su continued. 10 from each alien race. They think they are safe because no human knows about the meeting. "How do we know this is not a trap?" asked Captain Jian-woo of the Iron Maiden. "Because I sent Dae-Hyen to tell them we are all here at Blackport Station." "Right. Now their attack fleet is coming here to kill us." The other captains looked confused. "But we are here," Wu-jin said. "No, we are not," Dong-su smiled. "In 1 hour we will be gone. The aliens will attack an empty station. While they are busy blowing up rocks, we will be attacking their leaders." Yu-jin stepped forward. "We have studied each alien race. They all have weaknesses we can use." "What kind of weaknesses?" Yunhua asked. The Velthari care too much about honor. They will not run from a fight, even when they should. The Nexari trust their computers too much. If we break their machines, they become confused. The Hive aliens all think the same thoughts. If we can confuse their leaders, the rest cannot act. Captain Selgi of the Black Comet spoke for the first time. Even if we can beat 30 ships, how do we get close enough to attack the leaders? We do not attack from outside, Dongsu said. We attack from inside. He explained the plan. It was crazy and dangerous, but it might work. The aliens are meeting on a big space station. We split into 3 groups. Each group attacks a different part of the station at the same time. While they are fighting us, a small team gets to the command center and captures the alien leaders. Who leads this small team? Wu Jin asked. I do. 2 hours later, the 6 pirate ships left Blackport Station. They moved through dark space toward the Nexus Point. Behind them, alien warships were attacking the empty station, finding nothing but rocks and metal. This better work, Wu Jin said over the communicator. It will work, Dongsu replied. It has to. The Nexus Point was a place where 3 different space lanes came together. It was far from any planets or stars. The perfect place for a secret meeting. The alien space station was huge. It looked like 3 different stations stuck together. The Velthari part was blue and smooth. The Nexari part was gray with many antennas. The Hive part was yellow and looked like a big insect. 30 ships, just like you said, Tejo reported. 10 of each type. Good, remember the plan. We attack in 3 groups. Make as much noise as possible. Make them think we are trying to destroy the station. What about the real mission? Yujin asked. You, me, and Selki will take a small ship to the command center. We have to capture the alien leaders alive. Dead leaders cannot call off Operation Clean Sweep. The attack began with the Bloodfang and Iron Maiden hitting the Velthari ships. Red laser beams cut through space as the blue alien ships tried to fight back. The Velthari were good fighters, but they were surprised by the human attack. At the same time, the Star, Devil, and Black Comet attacked the Nexari ships. Minho had given them special computer viruses that made the gray ships' weapons stop working properly. The Grinning Skull and Silent Hunter attacked the Hive ships. The yellow aliens were confused because their leaders were busy fighting instead of giving orders. While the battle raged outside, Dongsu, Yu Jin, and Selki flew a small ship toward the station. The ship was painted to look like a damaged alien fighter. Station control, this is Fighter 7, Yu Jin said in the alien language. We are damaged and need to land. Come to Docking Bay 12, the station replied. The docking bay was empty except for a few workers. Dongsu and his team killed them quickly and quietly. Then they put on stolen alien uniforms and started walking toward the command center. The station was full of aliens running around trying to organize the defense. No one looked closely at 3 more soldiers in uniform. The command center is on level 15, Selki whispered. She was very good at reading alien computer systems. They took an elevator up to level 15. The command center was a big room with many screens showing the battle outside. 3 alien leaders stood in the center, giving orders to their fleets. The Velthari admiral was tall and blue with golden marks on his skin. The Nexari general was gray and thin with big black eyes. The Hive Queen was yellow and fat with 4 arms. Human ships are attacking from 3 directions, the Nexari general was saying. This is not a normal pirate raid. They know about our meeting, the Velthari admiral said. Someone told them. Impossible, the Hive Queen buzzed. Only we 3 knew about this place. Not impossible, Dongsu said, stepping out from behind a computer console. Just unlikely. The 3 alien leaders turned to look at him. Their faces showed surprise and fear. You, the Velthari admiral said. You are the pirate captain from the merchant convoy. That is right. And you are the 3 fools who think you can kill all humans. Yu Jin and Selki appeared from other hiding places, their guns pointed at the alien leaders. Guards, the Nexari general shouted. Your guards are busy, Yu Jin said. They are all fighting our ships outside. What do you want? The Hive Queen asked. I want you to call off Operation Clean Sweep. Send a message to all your fleets. Tell them to stop attacking human colonies. Never, the Velthari admiral said. We will never surrender to humans, then you will die here. But the Nexari general was smarter than the other two. Wait, let us talk about this. Maybe we can make a deal. What kind of deal? Dongsu asked. You let us live and we will stop the attacks on your colonies? And in return, humans must stay in their own part of the galaxy. No more expanding to new worlds. No more piracy in our space. Dongsu thought about this. It was not a bad deal, but he did not trust the aliens. How do I know you will keep your word? Because if we do not, you will come back and kill us, the Hive Queen buzzed angrily. I do not agree to this. Humans are too dangerous to leave alive. Then you can die first, Yujin said, pointing her gun at the queen, but before anyone could shoot, alarms started going off all over the station. What is happening? Selkie asked. More ships are coming, the Nexari general said, looking at his screens. Hundreds of them. From all three of our races. Dongsu's heart sank. The secret meeting was not so secret after all. The aliens had been expecting trouble. You walked into a trap, the Velthari admiral said, smiling. Did you really think we would trust a human spy? Daehyun, Dongsu whispered. The aliens had been using his old friend to feed him false information. Outside, the battle was getting worse. The human pirate ships were now outnumbered 10-1. They were fighting bravely, but they could not win. Your friends are going to die, the Hive Queen buzzed. And then we will kill every human in the galaxy. But Dongsu was not ready to give up yet. Humans never gave up. That was what made them dangerous. Maybe, he said. But you three are going to die first. The command center erupted in chaos as the three alien leaders realized that the human captain was not bluffing. Even trapped and outnumbered, he was still dangerous. The real battle was just beginning. The command center was filled with the sound of weapons fire and breaking glass. Dongsu dove behind a computer console as alien guards rushed into the room. Yujin rolled across the floor, shooting at the Velthari soldiers with their blue armor and energy shields. Too many of them. Seljai shouted over the noise. She was hiding behind an overturned table, trying to reload her gun. The three alien leaders were trying to escape in the confusion. The Velthari admiral ran toward one door while the Nexari general crawled toward another. The Hive Queen was too fat to move fast, so she hid behind her guards. Do not let them get away, Dongsu yelled, but there were too many enemy soldiers. For every one they shot, two more appeared. The aliens had been ready for this attack. Captain, Yujin called out, we need to go, now, not without them. Dongsu pointed his gun at the Hive Queen and pulled the trigger. The yellow alien fell down with a scream. Green blood poured from her chest. The Nexari general saw his ally die and ran faster. But Seljai was a good shot. Her bullet hit him in the back and he crashed into the wall. Only the Velthari admiral was left. He reached the door and looked back at Dongsu with hate in his purple eyes. This is not over, human, he shouted. We will kill every one of your kind. Then he was gone, running down the hallway with his guards. We have to get out of here, Yujin said. She was bleeding from a cut on her arm, but she could still fight. They fought their way back to the docking bay where their small ship was waiting. Behind them, more alien soldiers were coming. The sound of their boots echoed through the station's metal hallways. The ship is damaged, Selkie said when they reached it. I do not know if it will fly. It has to fly, Dongsu said. Get us out of here. The little ship lifted off just as alien soldiers poured into the docking bay. Energy beams flashed past the windows as they flew out into space. What they saw outside made their blood run cold. The space around the station was full of alien warships. Hundreds of them from all three races. The 6 human pirate ships looked very small next to the alien fleet. Captain, came Wujin's voice over the communicator, we are trapped. There are too many of them. Dongsu could see that the Bloodfang was badly damaged. One of its engines was dead, and fire was coming from holes in its hull. The other pirate ships were in just as bad shape. All ships, listen to me, Dongsu said into his communicator. We are going to die here today, but we are not going to die quietly. What do you mean? Asked Captain Yunhua. I mean, we make them pay for every human life they take. We show them what happens when you make humans angry. But even as he spoke, Dongsu knew it was hopeless. 6 damaged pirate ships could not fight hundreds of alien warships. Then something amazing happened. Captain, Bilram's voice came from the Grinning Skull. I'm getting new signals on the communicator, lots of them. What kind of signals? Human ships, Captain, many human ships. They are coming out of hyperspace. Dongsu looked at his scanner and could not believe what he saw. Ships were appearing everywhere around the battle, human ships. Dozens of them. There was the Demon's Breath with Captain Insu, the Lightning Strike with Captain Hyunwoo, the Death's Hand with Captain Sujin. Pirate ships from all over the galaxy were arriving to help. How did they know to come here? Yujin asked. I sent messages before we left Blackport Station, Dongsu said with a smile. I told every human pirate captain in the galaxy what the aliens were planning. I asked them to come help us stop Operation Clean Sweep. And they came, Selkie said with wonder in her voice. They came because they know what will happen if we lose. The aliens will kill every human everywhere. Now the battle was more even. 50 human pirate ships against 200 alien warships. Still bad odds, but not hopeless. All human ships, Dongsu said over the main communicator. This is Captain Dongsu of the Grinning Skull. Today we fight not just for money or glory. Today we fight for the survival of our species. A cheer went up from all the human ships. Then they attacked. The battle that followed was like nothing anyone had ever seen. Human ships flew in ways that alien computers could not predict. They used tricks and tactics that the aliens had never faced before. Captain Yunbai of the Firestorm led a group of small ships in a suicide attack on the Velthari flagship. Her ship was destroyed, but she took the alien command ship with her Chang-Min. The demolitions expert from the Thunderchild managed to get close enough to a Nexari carrier to plant bombs inside it. The explosion was so big it destroyed 3 other alien ships, but the humans were paying a terrible price. For every alien ship they destroyed, they lost one of their own. Good captains and brave crews were dying in the cold vacuum of space. We cannot keep this up much longer, Wu Jin said over the communicator. His ship was down to emergency power and half his crew was dead. That was when Dongsu had an idea. A crazy idea, but it might work. All ships, listen to me, he said. I want you to do something that sounds insane. What? Several captains asked. At the same time, I want you to ram the space station. All of us at the same time. There was silence on the communicator. Captain, Yujin said quietly, that will kill us all. Maybe, but it will also kill all the alien leaders on that station. And without leaders, the alien fleets cannot work together. It is suicide, Captain Insu said. Yes, it is. But if we do not do this, every human colony in the galaxy will be destroyed. Our families, our children, everyone we care about will die. One by one, the human captains agreed. They would ram the station and die, but they would take the alien leaders with them. For humanity, Captain Sujin shouted. For humanity. The other captains replied. 30 human ships turned toward the space station. Their engines roared as they picked up speed. The alien ships tried to stop them, but there were too many humans coming from too many directions. Yujin, Dongsu said to his first mate, it has been an honor to serve with you. The honor was mine, Captain. The Grinning Skull was the first ship to hit the station. Its skull-painted nose smashed through the metal walls like a hammer through glass. Behind it came the other human ships, each one adding to the destruction. The space station exploded in a ball of fire that could be seen from light years away. Inside that fire, the alien leaders died along with the human pirates who had killed them, but something unexpected happened. The explosion was so big that it sent out a shockwave through space. The shockwave hit the alien fleet and damaged many of their ships. In the confusion that followed, the remaining human ships managed to escape. They were few in number now, but they were alive, and across the galaxy something else was happening. Human colonies that had been under attack were reporting that the alien fleets were pulling back. Without their leaders to give orders, the Operation Clean Sweep was falling apart. The sacrifice of the pirates at the Nexus Point had saved humanity, but the war was not over yet. It was just beginning. 3 months had passed since the battle at the Nexus Point. The galaxy was a different place now. The great alien alliance was broken, and the three races were blaming each other for the disaster. Captain Dong-Su stood on the bridge of his ship, but it was not the same bridge as before. The old Grinning skull had been destroyed when it rammed the alien space station. This was a new ship, built from the wreckage of alien vessels and powered by human determination. "Captain," Yujin said, walking up to him. She had scars on her face from the battle, but she was alive. "The meeting is about to start." They were in orbit around New Terra, one of the largest human colonies in the Outer Rim. The planet's surface was green and blue, with white clouds that reminded Dong-Su of Earth, but this world was different. This world was free. In the meeting room, representatives from 20 human colonies sat around a large table. These were not pirates or criminals. They were farmers, miners, traders, and workers who had built new lives on distant worlds. At the head of the table sat a woman named HFY. She was the elected leader of the Human Colonial Council, and she had an important offer to make. "Captain Dong-Su," she said, "your actions at the Nexus Point saved millions of human lives. The Colonial Council wants to offer you an official position in our new government." "What kind of position?" Dong-Su asked. "Admiral of the Colonial Defense Fleet. You would be in charge of protecting all human colonies from alien attacks." It was a good offer. Dong-Su would have a fleet of warships, a regular salary, and the respect that came with being an official military officer. He would no longer be a pirate or a criminal. "What would I have to do?" he asked. "Follow orders. Protect only human colonies. Fight only when the council tells you to fight." Dong-Su was quiet for a long moment. Around the table, the other representatives waited for his answer. "I am honored by your offer," he said finally, "but I must refuse." "Why?" HFY asked. "Do you not want to help your own species?" "I do want to help, but not by following orders from people who have never been in a real fight." Some of the representatives looked angry, but HFY held up her hand for silence. "Then what will you do?" she asked. "What I have always done. I will be a pirate. But now I will be a pirate with a purpose." After the meeting, Dong-Su walked through the streets of New Terra's capital city. The buildings were new and clean, and the people looked happy. Children played in the parks while their parents worked in shops and offices. This was what he had fought for. Not for himself, but for these people. For the chance to build a better life far from Earth's crowded cities and polluted air. "Captain," Yujin said, catching up to him, "are you sure about your decision?" "Yes, these people need someone to watch the borders. Someone who is not afraid to fight dirty when necessary. And the aliens, what about them?" "The aliens are afraid of us now. They know that humans do not give up, even when the odds are hopeless, but they will try again someday. And when they do, we will be ready." They returned to the ship where the crew was waiting. There were new faces among the old ones. Some of the crew had died in the battle, but others had joined them. Pirates who had lost their own ships, colonial volunteers who wanted to help defend the frontier, even a few aliens who had grown tired of their own governments. "Where to next, Captain?" asked So Young. She was still the best pilot in the fleet, and she had turned down 3 offers to join the colonial navy. "The Outer Reach," Dong-Su said. "There are reports of Hive ships attacking human settlements there." "The Hive is still fighting?" Taeho asked. "I thought they gave up after we killed their queen. They have a new queen now, and she wants revenge." As the Grinning skull prepared to leave orbit, Dong-Su received a message from Blackport Station. Kande's voice came through the communicator. "Dong-Su, I have news. Remember your old friend Dae Hyan? What about him? He made it to Earth? He found his family and got them out before the aliens could hurt them? They are on a colony ship heading for the Centauri system. Dongsu felt a weight lift from his shoulders. Despite everything, Daehyun had saved his family. Maybe there was still some good in the man who had betrayed them. There is something else, Condé continued. The aliens put a bounty on your head. 10 million credits to whoever brings them your skull. Only 10 million? Yujin asked with a laugh. That is insulting. It means we are famous, Dongsu said. Good, let them come. We will show them what the Grinning Skull can do. The ship jumped to hyperspace, leaving New Terra behind. But before they went, Dongsu sent a message to every human colony in the galaxy. This is Captain Dongsu of the Grinning Skull. To all humans living on the frontier worlds, know that you are not alone. If aliens threaten you, if pirates attack you, if anyone tries to harm you, call for us, we will come. We will fight. We will protect you. The old Grinning Skull is gone, but its spirit lives on. We are the guardians of the Outer Rim. We are the shield that stands between humanity and those who would destroy us. The skull grins because it knows something that our enemies do not. Humans never give up. Humans never surrender. And humans never forget their friends or forgive their enemies. This is our promise to you. As long as one human lives, the Grinning Skull will fly. As long as freedom needs defending, we will be there. The message was heard on 1,000 worlds. In the